The position of the case that I have transferred her to state CRD, and my sister, she's here at the hospital, and we have really spent a lot of money on her. We are not really happy on what happened. We are very, very sad on what happened. She's getting better.
The Rivers State Police Command has arrested 20 suspects for drug-related crimes in the state. A statement by the command spokesperson, SP Grace Oringe Koko, said operatives of Choba Division, in synergy with other security outfits, raided a black sport and made the arrest. The statement said the Commissioner of Police, CP Wanyemeka, has directed divisional police officers, heads of departments, and tactical commanders to conduct intelligence-guided raids on all drug-infested black spots within their area of responsibilities. A security analyst, Charles Inkotaria, says Nigerians expect the new security chiefs to design plans that will completely address the insecurity in the country. Mr. Inkotaria said this in a media chat.
The removal of the service chiefs is a very welcome one and a good one, as a matter of fact, because for a new administration, it is expected that the administration need to rejig and overhaul the entire security structure. And so starting with the removal of the service chief, that's a right step in the right direction. And so we expect the service chiefs at this point to come up with more proactive policies and programs and plans that will be able to fast track the upsurge of insecurity and banditry across the country. At this point, we are expecting them to do something outside the box in identifying early warning signs and signals and nip on the board.
Mr. Inkotaria urged the government to build a security architecture that is about the people.
The president and the government need to really look at restructuring the security architecture of the country in order to make it more people-oriented and accommodate the people in the security of life and property. The security requires domestic intelligence, community-based intelligence that will be able to give them a real-time information and have a proper preemptive security. This is required at this point because the rate of victims to violence and casualties is becoming too high.
Some residents of Port Harcourt also spoke on this.
This is what they do once they get into office. No man would want to work with the persons that he feels is not comfortable with.
This is a change that everybody in Nigeria have been yearning for. It's another loss to this new administration. We must commend him for taking this proactive step to rejig the security structure of this country.
You're not supposed to change all those people there.
This is Nigeria, like we have more than 250 something ethnic group. Like you can at least pick from different. You don't really have to be tribalistic. But the fact that he's appointing and removing, there is no problem. That like he has the power. It is time. They should do their work. They should just do exactly what they are before.
But in changing is good because as a new president, you need to make choice. You need to recruit your own people. The people that he appoints, I believe that they move, they will work well more than the other government.
The newly appointed Rivers State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Basil Igwebueze, says the Corps is technologically monitoring pipeline vandalism and other oil theft activities. The new commandant said this as he assumed duty yesterday. He said the NSCDC works with the Navy and Army to crack down on those who engage in illegal and criminal activity against the state.
Failed security is failed intelligence. Operational activities are determined by the capability and ability of human resources to have actionable and proactive intelligence in their possession. Anything outside that, you will not succeed. The vandals you push. You don't know that vandalism is taking place if you don't have sufficient information. Let us make our activities to be very result-oriented.
Recall that the immediate past River State Commandant of NSCDC, Michael Oga, was suspended and later redeployed following a dispute with the petroleum tanker drivers arm of New Pang. Still ahead, flood displaces residents of Wakani community in Kana, River State. Stay tuned as we go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Staying tuned. Welcome back now to the rest of the newscast. The traditional ruler of Buakani community in Kana local government area, River State, Mene Godwin Barikwa Agpere, says floods have displaced some residents of the area. The traditional ruler told our correspondent the houses were destroyed after yesterday's rainfall. He, however, appealed for urgent help from the government.
Yesterday's was highly devastating because several houses around the place where the floods passed through low houses with mud houses and some even uncompleted houses. Some have been managed by the people. Many of them have been displaced. The houses, their houses have been flooded, their property destroyed, and some of them have been displaced from where the water had affected them. We don't know what will set in tomorrow because the rain is still coming heavily. Might as well even by down to July, we have several of such rain, and some people have been displaced, and we are asking for intervention by government, local government especially, to see how we can complete drains we are working on and other drains around the community.
Videos from the community show that most homes have been submerged, with the flood level reaching the knees of residents seen in these videos. Meanwhile, an environmentalist, Tom Ndamzi, says federal and state governments must rise and enforce the law protecting the environment. Mr. Ndamzi, who is a senior lecturer with the River State University, spoke to our correspondent in reaction to reports of flooding in parts of River State.
I think the problem we have in this part of the country is enforcement of laws. There are beautiful urban town planning laws, I can tell you. For instance, there are laws that have to do with even waste disposal systems. But those laws, are they being implemented? Are they being enforced by the government and its regulatory agencies? So if the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or that of the state Similaye Fubara, there should be the need for them to enforce these laws the way they are, no matter whose fault is God.
The Special Assistant on Public Communication to Atiku Abubakar, Frank Shaibu, has advised former Governor of River State Nyesom Wike to reduce his alcohol intake after the former governor revealed that his liver and kidneys failed due to poisoning. In a statement yesterday, Mr. Shaibu said the former governor had always been open about his love for alcohol, which he said he has even admitted drinking in the early hours of the day. Mr. Shaibu said that given the rate of the former governor's drinking, it was likely he had alcohol poisoning and not food poisoning. He advised the former governor to go for confession and not Thanksgiving due to his alleged malpractices in the election in River State. Recall that the former governor said at the Thanksgiving ceremony on Sunday that he was poisoned at his party secretariat in 2018, which resulted in him suffering kidney and liver failure. He said he was flown to Beirut for medical treatment but got healed while in the hospital. Almost 2 months after the River State government commissioned the Rumukuta roller flyover, some Port Harcourt residents say they have difficulties navigating around the flyover due to its structural design. They told our correspondent that putting signposts around the flyover would help road users find their way easily. Some residents recounted how they unknowingly took other routes while using the flyover.
Some people from outside state, they enter. When you come to the place you don't know, at least with the signal you know your direction. So it's very, very important. That Rumukuta junction, the first time I lost, but being man where they use the road, I have to put reverse and come back.
If they put signpost for people not to know the route, for people who enter the state too, it will easy them to know the location where they go.
Sometimes when people come, they will begin asking, where is the Rumukuta market? Some people, if they want to go to Wimby, they will enter this entrance, NTA road, thinking that this is Wimby, not knowing that there is the other side.
Let them put signboard that will locate every junction. If somebody is going to Romola or Rumukuta, they will put a signboard that will locate to Rumukuta. If somebody want to go to Wimpy, you put direction to Wimpy because science will help people to understand where they are going than asking questions.
Our correspondents report that the flyover has a curvy shape as the top connects Rumola to Rumibo axis, while the underside links Rumukuta and other routes. The flyover was the 12th one constructed during the Wike administration, and President Bola Tinubu officially opened it on March 3. The immediate past governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, says it is not true that he was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). In a statement last night by his media aide, Teve Akase, the former governor said he only honored an invitation by the EFCC and was neither arrested nor detained at the EFCC zonal headquarters in Makadi. With the increase in electricity bills just days away, stakeholders in the electricity sector have been speaking on the effects and how best to deal with it. Catch these and more on the Business News at 7 a.m.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
On the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden has called Chinese President Xi Jinping a dictator at a fundraiser in California. His remarks come a day after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met Mr. Xi for talks in Beijing, which were aimed at easing tensions between the two superpowers. China is yet to respond to Mr. Biden's comments. Now on the news this morning, you heard the Rivers State government is to provide buses for civil servants following the removal of petrol subsidy. The family of late Deborah Samuel has denied a viral media report that they were abandoned by OPM pastor. Police have arrested 20 suspects for drug-related crimes in Rivers State. Flood has displaced residents of Buakani community in Kana, Rivers State. Former Governor of Benue State Samuel Otom has denied being arrested by EFCC. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden called Chinese President Xi Jinping a dictator. The news was edited by Choma Ezenwafo. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this morning. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kalada Kurubatibo. Good morning. And stay tuned. Morning Crossfire continues with Sam Ora Kuchinedu.